Hello everyone, myself Dr. Prashant Kohli, Assistant Professor in Chemistry. Dear friends, today we will discuss about the FYBC Chemistry syllabus for the course CH202 Analytical Chemistry. So, in particular, we will discuss about the chapter 2 in CH202 course, calculations used in analytical chemistry. So, what is the content in this chapter? Some important units of measurements, SI units, difference between mass and weight, types of solutions, significant figures, molar concentrations, dilatant volume ratio, chemical stoichiometry, empirical formula, molecular formula. So these are the some important topics that are included in this chapter 2, that is calculation used in analytical chemistry. So there are some basic common units of measurements. You are already familiar with these common units. For instance, quantity like time, length, mass, electric current, temperature, etc. They're common SI units. So I think there is no need to discuss this table. Now some common SI derived units that are commonly used in many ways. So there are some physical quantities like area, volume, density, velocity, force, pressure, etc. And their common SI units are given in this table. So the next topic in this chapter will be discussed, that is the distinction between the mass and weight. What is basic difference between the mass and weight? Mass is the property of matter basically, and the mass of an object is the same everywhere. So mass is not going to change with change in place. But what about the weight? Weight depends on the effect of gravity. Weight increases or decreases with higher or lower gravity. So whenever there is a change in gravity, so there may be chance to change in weight. Now in case of mass, that cannot be zero. Every object, every substance has a particular mass, and that cannot be zero. Weight can be zero if no gravity acts upon an object, like in space. So we know that in space the gravity is zero. So in that case weight may also be zero because of zero gravity. Now in case of mass, that does not change according to the location. So anywhere at any location the mass will be remain constant, mass will remain definite. So in case of weight, that will be varies according to the location. So the change in location may change the weight. Mass is a scalar quantity, whereas weight is a vector quantity. Mass may be measured using an ordinary balance, whereas weight may be measured using the spring balance. Mass is usually measured in grams or kilograms, whereas weight is often measured in Newton unit of force. So there are some common types of solution depending upon the types of matters. So we are familiar with the words like solute and solvent. So for example, solute, the substance which dissolve in solution or which is present in the less amount, that is called as a solute. For example, if you dissolve NaCl in water, so NaCl will be recognized as a solute, whereas water will be recognized as a solvent. Similarly, you can define about the solvent, the substance in which solute is a dissolve or which is present in the large quantity is called as a solvent. So commonly we know the solvents, we use the solvents for dissolving purpose for the different substance. There are three states of matter like solid, liquid or gas that play important role to deal with the solvent and solute. So probably depending upon the solute and solvent, there are different types of solutions. So for example, solid solid may be a combination, liquid solid, then gas solid. So there are similarly the examples are given for solid solid, liquid solid and gas solid alloys like brass, bronze, copper, gold, etc. Now in case of the another combination like solid liquid, maybe another combination for solution, then liquid liquid, gas liquid. There are also some examples can be given here, and there are total 9 possibilities of solute and solvent depending upon the type of substances. So we'll see in the fourth section about these solute and solvents and their different types of solutions. So the important topic that is included in this chapter is a mole concept, and there are some problems based on the mole concept we'll discuss here. The SI unit for amount of chemical substance is the mole. Whenever we have to measure the chemical substance, so we will measure the chemical substance in terms of mole, that is denoted by MOL, mole. Probably that mole is associated with the specific microscopic entities such as atoms, molecules, ions, electrons, protons, or other particles. So we can also define the mole. Mole is defined as the amount of the specified substance. That particular chemical substance contains the same number of particles as the number of carbon atom in exactly 12 gram of carbon C12. So according to the definition, when we consider the 1 mole of substance, that is actually equivalent to the Avogadro's number indicated by Na is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 particles. The molar mass of any substance is the mass in grams of 1 mole of that substance. So 1 mole of any substance always contains the Avogadro's number, that is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 number of species, atoms, ions or molecules. So depending upon the mole, we can calculate the molar mass of particular substance. So how to calculate the molar mass of substance? The atomic mass is actually the mass of 1 mole of atom, which is equivalent to the Avogadro's number that is already discussed, that is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms. So for instance we can calculate the molar mass of acetic acid. So how to calculate the molar mass of acetic acid? So here molar mass of acetic acid, so initially we must know the formula of acetic acid, that is CH3COOH is the formula for the acetic acid. So molar mass of acetic acid will be the summation of atomic masses of all the atoms in acetic acid, that can be calculated as CH3COOH containing the 2 carbons, so 2 into atomic mass of carbon plus 4 into atomic mass of hydrogen, as it consisting the 4 hydrogen, acetic acid has a 4 hydrogen, so 4 into atomic mass of hydrogen plus 2 into atomic mass of oxygen. So as in acetic acid there are 2 oxygen, so here 2 into multiplied by the atomic mass of oxygen. So here we will continue with the this equation. So 2 into 12 gram per mole, so you know that the carbon has a atomic mass 12, so 2 into 12 plus 4 into 1, hydrogen has atomic mass 1 plus 2 into 16 gram per mole, oxygen has a atomic mass 16. So you multiply these equations, so 2 into 12 14 grams per mole plus 4 into 1 4 grams per mole plus 32, that is a 2 into 16 is equal to 32 gram per mole. So overall calculation is 60 grams per mole. So the molar mass for acetic acid by the summation of atomic mass of all the atoms present in the acetic acid, that is a 60 gram per mole. So that is the molar mass, and that is a very easy method to calculate the molar mass of particular substances. So what is essential thing to calculate the molar mass of substance, that we should know the chemical formula of that particular substance and how many number of atoms are there, and the particular atom with their atomic mass must be known. So second example we will discuss here, how to calculate the molar mass of glucose similar to the acetic acid. So what is the formula for the glucose, that is C6H12O6. So by summing the total number of atoms and their atomic masses, we will be able to calculate the molar mass of glucose. For instance, the molar mass molecular formula for the glucose is C6H12O6. So number of carbon atoms are 6, so 6 into atomic mass of carbon plus number of hydrogen atoms are 12, so 12 into atomic mass of hydrogen plus number of atoms are oxygen atoms are 6, so 6 into atomic mass of oxygen. So do the summation of all these atomic mass into total number of atoms. So 6 into 12 grams per mole plus 12 into 1 gram per mole plus 6 into 16 gram per mole. So overall 72 gram plus 12 gram plus 96 gram. So the overall calculation is 180 grams per mole. So this is what the simple way to calculate the molar mass of any substance. If we know the molar mass, atomic mass, and how many number of atoms, that is their chemical formula, so one is able to calculate the molar mass of that particular substance. So this is about the calculation of molar mass of substance. Then what is mole actually, and what number of particles actually present in the mole, so that is we have discussed in this session. In the next session we will discuss about the millimole, then method of expressing the concentration of solutions like normality, molarity, mole fraction, weight percentage, volume percentage, concentration in ppm, percentage concentration, concentration in gram per liter, etc. So we will see in the next video. Thank you.